Hello and welcome to Paul's Taking Time for What Matters Most. I'm Pastor James Nichols, and what a privilege it is to speak to you on the subject, Facing the Day. Just around the corner on February the 2nd, we'll celebrate Groundhog Day. That may not be a very special day in your calendar, but for Punxsutawney Phil, it's a unique day in his life. It's when he'll come out of his hole and either see his shadow or not. And depending on whether he sees his shadow will be the prediction of whether we'll have 6 more weeks of winter or whether springtime weather is just around the corner. There are times in your life when you want to, like Phil, crawl back in your hole and not want to face the day. There are times when challenges are before you, crises are before you, and you don't feel like you're equipped to handle those things that lay in your path. It could be on the job, a project, an assignment that you feel is overwhelming, that you're not equipped to do, not capable of doing, not able to do because you don't have the proper educational background, and yet you've been told you have to do it. It could be that you've been asked to volunteer and do some work that you've never thought of doing before, but because you were asked to volunteer, suddenly you're faced with the challenge of doing this task, and you wonder, can I do it? Do I have the talent? Do I have the gift? Do I have the time? Maybe perhaps it's in the area of missions. You feel led in your heart to go, but you just don't know if you're equipped to do it. You just don't know that you're capable. You don't know if there's not someone better than you, and yet deep down inside there's that seed that's telling you, that voice that's saying, yes, this is what I want you to do, and you're not sure if you're ready to face the day. You could just simply be in a position where some phobia seeks to overtake you. I know that some people have fear of airplanes, and it's very difficult for them to get on airplanes, or they have fear of elevators, or fear of large crowds, or fear of spiders. And if we're not careful, we'll allow our fears to overtake us where we can't face the day. But as a pastor and as a Christian, I want to remind you that Jesus Christ faces the day with us. We should come out of our hole bold, and we should not worry about whether or not we're going to see a shadow. We should always recognize that in Jesus Christ there is greater, wonderful, sunnier weather ahead for us. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When we have Jesus Christ on our side, and as Christians we always have Jesus on our side, we can face the day. So when Groundhog Day rolls around and you hear stories of Punxsutawney Phil, whether or not he sees his shadow, whether or not he chooses to face the day, I want you to remember that as a Christian you can face the day with Christ Jesus. I hope that you'll face the challenges before you prayerfully, wisely, but most of all in the Spirit of Christ Jesus. Thank you for pausing and taking time for what matters most.